Hello, YouTube, or should I call you my lovely islanders? It's Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And today we are going to talk about Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon. Are you ready for this vibe today? Okay, let's get into it. But before I get into it, I would like to let you all know that I do birth chart readings. So please feel free to email me at s.island55@yahoo.com. And also follow me on Instagram and you can DM me that way at Sydney_Island. Come on now. Okay, so Cancer Sun versus Cancer Moon. Let's jump right into it. And also, by the way, thank y'all for being patient with me. You know, I'm just now getting over strep throat. I didn't even feel my best when I was filming the Scorpio Sun versus Moon video. I had a headache, but like the strong black woman that I am, I powered through it. Okay, so Cancer Sun versus Cancer Moon. So what is the difference between Sun and Moon in astrology? Well, the Sun sign is associated more so with your ego. It's associated more so with the person that you strive to be and how you want people to see you. And it's also the relationship you have with your father. The Sun is the masculine representation of the sign, and the Moon is the feminine representation of the sign. The Moon is also the relationship that you have with your mother. The Moon is also your subconscious. It's your psyche. It's your hidden self. It's those deep, dark thoughts that you have at night that don't nobody know about, okay? It's that. It's your hidden self. Your Moon is instinctively who you are. It's how you react to things instinctively. It's your instinctive emotional reactions. It's how you handle your emotions and your moods, right? It can also be your shadow side, your dark side. The Moon is more so the darker aspects of the sign, right? Okay, so Cancer, Sun, and Moon. So, first of all, the Moon is associated with Cancer. The Moon rules Cancer, just like Venus rules Taurus and, you know, Uranus rules Aquarius and Saturn rules Capricorn. The Moon rules Cancer. So if you have a Cancer Moon, this is a really good placement to have as far as emotional intelligence and being able to you know, use emotion as a form of self-expression and as a way to create, you know, emotionally moving art pieces, having a Cancer Moon. The Cancer Sun is the more outward representation of Cancer. Okay, so if you have a Cancer Sun, this is more, you have a Cancer personality, whereas a Cancer Moon, you react emotionally like a Cancer, okay? And so the fourth house is Cancer's house, right? That is the house of home and family and the mother and the womb. So both a Cancer Sun and a Cancer Moon, they take home and family very seriously, very, very seriously. But a Cancer Moon, they have a deep emotional connection to home and family to a point where it can either, you know, destroy them and bring them down, or it can either lift them up to the highest heights, okay? Cancer is known to be very, very emotional and very sensitive, as well as very, very empathic. Cancer energy, you can feel the energy in the room when you walk into a room. And a lot of times people can feel your energy. Cancer energy can be very influential, okay? The way that your moods change up and down, which it does, because Cancer is very moody. Let's put that out there. You will be very, very moody, especially Cancer Moon. And people can feel the mood changes that you have, because you have a very powerful energy when it comes to emotion and intuition. You can feel when something is a little bit off. You can look into somebody's eyes and see if you know, if they're trustworthy or not. You have mad intuition. So Cancer Sun people, you behave like a Cancer, while Cancer Moon people feels like a Cancer. What I've noticed from observing Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon energy, Cancer Suns are more, they try to represent themselves to be more tough. They have this hard outer shell because the crab is Cancer symbol, and that scared the shit out of me, that camera noise. And the hard, and you know, crabs have a harder shell on the outside, and then they have this soft flesh on the inside. And that's Cancer. You can come off as very, it's Cancer Sun to be specific, you can come off as very tough. Like, I don't be crying at night, please. And then as soon as the door closes and you know, cuddle up under your covers, you're like, that's Cancer Sun, okay? It's very sensitive, but I've known many Cancers to try to cover it up and act like they're tough, you know, and they kind of, they don't like when people like make them feel like they're weak, you know, or things like that, because Cancers don't feel that you're weak to have emotion. And you're not weak to have emotion, you know, and you're not weak to cry. You know, we all cry, you know. Cancer moons are deeply emotional also. And these are the type of people who will openly admit, like, yeah, I'm emotional. Like, yeah, I cry. Like, it is what it is. I mean, the moon rules Cancer. This is a comfortable placement. This is one of the best moon placements to have. So you're comfortable with your emotion. You're not afraid to feel your emotion. You're not afraid to express your emotion and cry. Whereas Cancer suns have more of an ego when it comes to expressing their emotions. They have more pride. So the sun tries hard to keep their emotions together. I mean, they have a lot of emotions, but they will try to keep it together, whereas the moon finds it a lot harder to control their emotions. Cancer moons will have those mental, you know, and emotional breakdowns, and they'll be like, like, they'll really have all that, you know. And I'm not trying to make fun of y'all, you know. There's strengths and weaknesses to every placement. Cancer people can be very, very tough. They are a lot of the times the protectors. If you have a Cancer moon, since this is the relationship with your mother, you may have had a very protective mother, a mother who would fight for you, a mother who was very nurturing, a mother who also provided for you and the family, a mother who may have been a little bit smothering and overly protective, and a mother who took her family very seriously. She took being present in the family, and she took taking care of the family very seriously. There's no surprise that the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, are known to be a little bit emotionally manipulative. That's no surprise when you start delving deep into astrological research. And so Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon are prone to emotional manipulation. The emotional manipulation with the Cancer Sun is more so tied to their ego. They will try to get a validation from you sometimes, and they'll do that by, coming off like the victim, and coming off like things are really hard in their life, and they're going through so many, my life is just so hard, you don't understand, I'm going through so much. And now they can use that emotion to manipulate you to help them, or to use you, or because they just want that sympathy, or so they don't have to do a certain thing so that you can do something for them. They can be very emotionally manipulative on the dark side. And it's more so obvious with the Cancer Sun, because this is in the light. You got the sunlight here. But in the Cancer Moon, it's a little bit more subtle. You may not even know that you're being manipulated emotionally by the Cancer Moon. They're a little bit more clever when it comes to emotional manipulation. With both of these placements, the relationship with the mother is very significant to you. It is very important for you to have a healthy relationship with your mother. And I've seen, I have a Cancer Sun friend. Her relationship with her mother is not good. It's really not good, and it definitely affects her self-esteem, and it affects the way that she views herself, and it affects her emotional well-being and that kind of thing. The relationship that you have with your mother, Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon, it deeply affects you. This Cancer energy is very much connected to the mother. So if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, you probably are secretly having some issues going on inside, whether you want to talk about it or not. And more often than not, Cancer energy, you do have a lot of emotional issues. I've noticed a handful of Cancers who, need to take, medicines for mental issues. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying, bipolar disorder and major depression and things like that. I've noticed Cancers are prone to those things. And I don't want to make anybody feel bad or anything like that. Like, this is just a generalization. I know all Cancers are not going to have these problems. I don't want you to feel like that you're going to have these problems. It also depends on other placements in your chart. Cancer energy is very, very nostalgic, especially Cancer Moon energy. Cancer energy is a type to hold on to old letters that you used to write to your high school sweetheart. You will hold on to those letters and keep them in a drawer stuffed somewhere, and you might pull them out and share it to your grandkids. That's how long Cancers can hold on to the past, okay? These people are very, very nostalgic, and they have a yearning for the past. And a lot of times they'll sit and talk about, the good old days, you know what I'm saying? They may have had very fond memories of their childhood that they always want to talk about all the time. Or they may have had very traumatic experiences in their childhood that they do talk about in order to, bring awareness to childhood trauma and things of that nature. Cancers are not afraid to talk about trauma and emotional issues and mental issues and all of that. Mental health is a really important thing to Cancers, and they're really good at teaching people about it and enlightening people about it and learning about it themselves, they do take an interest in human behavior, because they're really good at understanding human behavior. And because humans naturally are very emotional, you know, and Cancers, they don't shy away from that emotion. Whereas someone who have more air energy, more air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, may shy away from it and run away from it and just be like, yeah, I feel things sometimes, you know, every now and then, whatever, you know. I have a Libra moon, so I have feelings and emotions, but I always try to, you know, put logic on top of my emotions. I'm like, okay, you feel this way, but we got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when it comes to Cancer, sun and moon energy, y'all do things based on how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like doing it, you're not going to do it. A lot of times your day-to-day activities, especially with Cancer moon, this is more so with Cancer moon, your day-to-day activities, you do it based on your moods, based on your mood swings. And this is definitely more so with Cancer moons. And Cancer moons experience more mood swings than Cancer suns, because you got the moon here, right? Okay, the moon rules the tides. You got the tides moving up and down and all around. So Cancer energy, you're moving. Not only that, but the moon has many different phases. So as the moon's phases go in and out and changing, your moods are changing with that. And you can't help it. That's one of the things with the Cancer energy. You can't help that you are so freaking moody and emotional. It is just a part of who you are. And a lot of times it causes you to be kind of ostracized from people, because people are turned off by it and they may think it's a little bit overwhelming and overbearing. A lot of times I've noticed people find Cancer energy to be overbearing because they're so emotional and they're so moody, and sometimes they can be very needy and very clingy. So with this energy, you had to be very careful, because you have those crab claws where you can get really attached. You sink your little claws into things and you get very attached, especially to people. Okay, I would like to also mention that Cancer energy, you can be very, very romantic. Okay, whether you want to admit this or not, you care about romance and love, you know, and having somebody to snuggle up to at night. Cancers love to cuddle. Love to cuddle. Romance and intimacy, very, very deep, passionate intimacy is very, very important to Cancer suns and Cancer moons. Since this energy is very much felt by the people around you, you have to be careful about how you treat yourself. You have to love and nurture yourself. Because a lot of times Cancer energy, you're giving all this love and nurturing to everybody else, and then you have a tendency to neglect yourself. Cancer energy also, you can be very hard on yourself. I've noticed a lot of Cancers are very hard on themselves. But with Cancer moons, it's harder to tell. They kind of keep it buried. But Cancer sun, they'll straight up like have that self-deprecating humor. Like, that's so Cancer sun, you know, you just outright like, yeah, I'm trash. You don't hide that you feel bitter about yourself at times, you know, and people find you to be very funny because of it. Cancer energy, you're really good at, you know, having a sense of humor. Like my Cancer friend, she's like my best friend. I've known her since like middle school. I've known her for like the past 10 years, and she is hilarious. Okay, like every time we hang out, she always had me cracking up. It's just like Cancers, they can just say it and it just comes out. They're just really witty, you know, and really quick with their humor, and it is just hilarious. So let me throw in real quick that if you have a Cancer rising, this is how you're going to be seen to people. You're going to be seen to people as nurturing and protective and empathetic. That's how you're seen. But having a Cancer sun, you're going to be more driven towards behaving in a nurturing and protective, empathetic way. And moons, you naturally are protective and empathetic and nurturing and all those things. Cancer moons are also more distrusting. Did I say that word right? Cancer moons are more distrusting of people than Cancer suns. Cancer moons are more like cautious and observant and self-protective than Cancer suns. Both of these signs are very, very sensitive to rejection and hurt and being shamed. You know, you're very, very sensitive to how people respond to you emotionally. And I'm going to throw in real quick that this is definitely the case for people who have a Chiron in Cancer also. I'm going to make a video on Chiron, which is an asteroid. A lot of people don't know about that, but if you have a Chiron in Cancer, this is the case for you. Having these deep wounds attached to people's emotional reactions to you. That's Cancer energy, but especially Cancer and Chiron. So check out your birth chart to see if you have a Chiron in Cancer, okay? Cancer energy, it can be very introverted and shy. You can also be a homebody. You don't really like to leave your house because the fourth house, which is Cancer's house, is the house of home. So you feel most comfortable at home. You feel most safe at home. You know, and if you have a Cancer moon, you're always looking for safety and security through home-like environments, always trying to feel at home and trying to make things cozy wherever you go. But you have trouble with that, you know, and just like a Cancer Mars, you have trouble with feeling at home in places. So sometimes you have the you know, I want my mommy, I want to go home kind of energy at times. And so sometimes it's hard for you to get warmed up by being out into the world, you know, because you can be very introverted and you just feel kind of unsafe being out in the world. You're like, I don't want to be around these MFers. I want to go home. I want to snuggle and eat some ice cream and watch some Netflix. Cancer signs are also more strategic and action-oriented when it comes to their career than Cancer moons. Sometimes Cancer moons have issues getting their careers up and running because they do things based on their emotions rather than on the fact that things have to be done. Cancer is a cardinal sign, so it is the sign of starting things. So you can get things started and you will take action. And that's something that's not talked about much. You know, it's talked about with the other cardinal signs like Aries and Libra and Capricorn, but not so much Cancer. Both Cancer, Sun, and Moon, you know, you strategize when it comes to your career. But Cancer Sun does it more on a daily. Like, I have to do this. This is what I got to do for my career. You do it more often. And this is definitely the case for my Cancer Sun friend. Like, she's always doing something, you know, for her career. She's always trying to make money. She's always on her grind, you know. But Cancer Moons, they only do this whole, you know, on the grind thing when they feel they have to. They only do it for like major parts of their lives. So yeah, Cancer energy is very nurturing, very loving energy. You have a very, very big heart, and you have so much empathy that sometimes you can attract people who suck away at your energy and use you and take advantage of you. So you have to be very careful about how you give your energy to people, because some people do not have your best interest in mind, Cancer. So I've known a lot of Cancer Suns to be too trusting of people and Cancer Moons to be too distrusting of people. But with Cancer energy, it's just very important to watch your back and be wary of people who see that you're an empath and they use that to their advantage. And those people are called narcissists, okay? So be careful. Those people are called energetic vampires. And you being a water sign, you are prone to attracting that. And you're prone to being in toxic relationships with narcissistic people, you know, and people who use you, you know, and that kind of thing. I've definitely seen this with, you know, Cancer people in my life, being in relationships with people who just misuse them. And because they have so much of an attachment, their claws are so stuck on that person that they don't let that person go. You know, they just keep hanging on to that person, even though they know that that relationship is toxic, because they have issues letting go. Okay. But that being said, Cancer energy is loving. It's very, very sweet, you know, and, you do have a very kind soul, a very pure, good soul, you know, but you can be very feisty. You can be very feisty when you want to be, okay? So that's all I have for you all today. Hit me up for that birth chart reading, and also check out my second channel, Island Styling Incorporated. I might change the title to that, but I do have a second channel. And so my featured channels on this one. So go check that out. Subscribe. That's my beauty channel. I do some fashion, some diet, exercise, all that type of stuff. I'm going to talk about my health, having celiac and being vegan and, you know, doing the hair and the nails and all that fun stuff. Okay. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.